Welcome to the Crypto Wise channel. My name is Dave. Today we're going to be talking about HBAR and where to accumulate for the bear market low to set yourself up for some really good gains for the next 3 years. HBAR has been a great performer. I've seen 800% moves up to 1200% moves in one bull cycle. So yeah, it's an amazing opportunity to start looking at where to accumulate. Hopefully you guys listen to my previous videos about de-risking and have some cash on the side, and or maybe you have some cash on the side. Maybe you already sold some of your crypto and you're looking to accumulate. In this channel, we're focusing on macro technical analysis and facts in the charts so we can have clarity and ease of decision making in the crypto market, laying out the highest probabilities based on chart patterns, confluence, and indicators. No news, no hype, no narrative, just cool, calm, and focused, right? Staying with the facts and what we see in the charts. The thing about the charts is that in technical analysis, it always tells us ahead of time where price is going to go and where it could stop in terms of a movement to the upside before it reverses to the downside, and a movement to the downside before it comes up to the upside. Bear market lows are detectable, and bull market tops are also detectable. So we have, hopefully you didn't hear that bike that just went by, but the neighborhood here could be noisy. Anyways, so one thing that we're looking at here for HBAR in terms of the bear market low where to accumulate is we are using Bitcoin as our confluence factor. You could watch my previous videos here. I think it was this one here. The bear market bottom confirmed and bear market historical targets. In this video, and also in this video here, the de-risking video for Bitcoin, I talked about how Bitcoin is likely to reach this box here in the next several months. So we're expecting to see more downside, and that's a good thing. Bear markets are an opportunity. And they come once every 3 years. So now's a good time to get prepared, and we're going to look at how I'm coming to the conclusion that we're going to be in this box here very soon in the next months. So over here we have the bull market top, right? And in terms of structure and patterns, we have a really big double top pattern, very similar to XRP, XLM. They're kind of doing very similar things. And we had a breakdown, a back test, and then we gone lower already. We're likely to consolidate in this area, potentially make another low like this, and then consolidate a little bit more before we actually get our final leg to the downside. And I believe that we will be supported by this trend line that is marked by all these previous higher lows. And I believe that this area here will be a very, very strong accumulation zone and great buying opportunity, as this is likely going to be supported. Before I get to that, a confluence factors is, well, one, this is a trend line that has been supported for many years now. This has been since 2020, and over here 2 years later we had got supported here in 2022, and over here in 2024, 2 years later, before the massive move to make this triangle pattern. And I'll talk about the triangle pattern in a moment. But we have this double top, right? So this double top actually has a what's called a measured move price target. So we look at double top, right? If you've been watching all my videos, it might be getting annoying, but double top pattern, they're reversal patterns, right? A bullish move moves into them. We get two peaks that look like an M pattern. And it's called an M pattern because if you're holding on to this crypto, you're probably going to be working at McDonald's because it's going to go down. Not that far, but an M pattern, McDonald's pattern, right? M pattern breakdown. Now, with this M pattern, the measured move is measured by the here to the shallow head, in this case this head here, and you put it at the point of a breakdown. It'll put us right in this box, right? So that's a technical target based on the pattern. It has not been reached yet. Targets often get reached in terms of chart patterns like this. I mean, we could make the case that maybe the neckline is a little lower, seeing as how where these candles closed as a back test. And if I make the measurement from there to the peak and then put it at the point of the neckline, it actually puts us in the bottom of this box that I might move here in a moment. Put it at the bottom of this box. Right, so there's our double top target, double top measured move price target, right around 0.054, 0.053. So slightly over 5 cents. So if I remove that, now there's a couple of things that we can see structurally that tells us that if we even go a little bit lower, there's a strong likelihood that we're going to break down to the bottom of this triangle pattern. Well, actually, that triangle pattern itself is one of those indicators. So triangle patterns often respect the trends, right? We have a top of the triangle, then we go to the bottom, then we go to the top of the triangle, then we go to the bottom, then we go to the top of the triangle, then we go to the bottom. So this thing could range in here for quite some time before it actually decides to make a decisive move. Who knows? Maybe it will be a lot later. I don't think this triangle is complete, personally. So later on, in terms of a video to see for an all-time high for the cycle, which will be probably after I see these get tapped, I'll be making some topping targets. But I want to see, it's too early to do those. I want to see the price action bottom in the next several months and what structure is going to be built before I can decide on where it's going to go, because who knows, there could be a lot of development and maybe HBAR doesn't get supported here, and then I would be making a different video, right? But the likelihood of it getting supported here is very high since it happened already 3 times. If it were to break down, it would make a lot more sense that it gets supported here initially and then potentially make another another pattern that would send it down further like this, and we get a back test and it goes lower. I think that's less likely to happen. I give that maybe a 5% chance that it would happen. I think it's very, very likely that we're going to see some support in this area. So I would say so we have the double top, the triangle pattern, this upward sloping support line, multi-cycle support line as support, the measure move target. We also have confluence in terms of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has another leg to do. If we look at Bitcoin, well, most likely, let's say, I'm more convinced that we're going to see more downside. We can see the structure here as well. Like, for example, we see that if I take this structure from the previous cycle and overlay it, we can see that it's very possible that we end up in the box like this and we break out of this trend down here, and perhaps the low will be in the high 40s or the low 40s. So this is very possible that we see something similar because it looks already similar, right? So if Bitcoin is going to do these moves again from where it is now to those 40s, right, is another like 41% down. And as you may or may not know, Bitcoin, or the altcoins, like to do a lot more down than Bitcoin, or a lot more than Bitcoin in comparison, right? So if Bitcoin does 41% from where it is now, well, it's normal to see, HBAR do like 50% down, right? Or a little bit more, or perhaps it just, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, 50% down, right? It's not much more, but it's something more, right? So that's another confluence factor that we will see that downward move into here. What else? So, and then, oh yeah, another thing too, structurally, is what I wanted to mention here as well. So we have this level here. This is something that's really really good to pay attention to for people that are spot buying and spot holding. We should, like, if anybody's spot buying this stuff throughout the cycles, you should be really paying attention to the larger time frames on the 2 weekly, on the weekly, and the monthly, right? We can see like double top pattern on monthly breakdown, right? Got supported on the channel, eventually it broke higher. Double top on the monthly breakdown. Probably a repeat that's going to happen here, get supported on here, and then eventually it'll go up, right? Well, if we look at the 2 weekly, we can see that there's a very, very important level here, 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 and here. What's significant about all those circles I just drew is that every there's always a candle close in those circles, which makes that area a very strong, significant level, below or above. So we can see every time we broke below it, we had a big move down. It acted as resistance, got rejected, big move down. It acted as resistance here, had a decent move down. When we were above it, we held as support. Yeah, there was a wick, but the candle closed above, right? Candle closes are stronger factors in terms of depicting a support or resistance level. The wick is just a wick, right? So we can see levels being defined by where those candles keep closing, right? And you can see that it keeps closing around that area. So when we broke it from the top side, big move down. And we got supported on it again here, right, on a wick. And, well, we had a wick below, but we closed on it, right? It's very likely that, I don't know if we're going to see a wick like this to the upside, but it's very likely that we're going to see this break down. And if we do, it's likely going to repeat 1, 2, 3, one of those. This is an important, significant level that most of the time, so once, twice, 3 out of 4 times that we broke below this or got rejected, we had a move down all the way to the bottom of this range. So there's a 75% chance, according to that, well, actually there's a 100% chance if we're above it. Every time we broke down from when we were above it, we had a move to the bottom of the range. We can look at it that way too. So it happened twice. So out of those 2 times that the price was above this level, and we broke down, we went to the bottom of the range. Above this price, went to the bottom of the range. So likely, if we close a 2-weekly candle below this level here at 0.09, that we will see a move to the bottom of this range, right? Very simple. So there's a lot of factors here. And of course, that's yet to be seen. Is it possible that we reverse? Yes. The invalidation, if we were to break back above this level here at 12.6 cents, if we were to close a 2-weekly candle above 12.6 cents, a decent one, like say at 13.6 or 13.8, that would invalidate this downtrend, and there would be a much stronger likelihood that it will go into the top of the range, right, and retest these highs. I don't see that happening. It's very unlikely that that's going to happen. Is it possible? Yes. 5% chance, maybe 3%. I just think it's unlikely. There's too much bearish momentum in the market. So yeah, a lot of things are pointing to this area as support. Time frame wise, I think that it's very possible that we have an earlier bottom for altcoins. I think I made that point. I might have made that point in XRP. I'm not sure if I looked at time frames. I did look at price though. I would say it's possible that we bottom somewhere in June, between June and August. Let's say May and August, just because of the way the structure is. And last time we bottomed here, I mean, very much like XRP and XLM, they find a low and they go sideways forever. Well, HBAR does something similar. Bottomed in 2022 and then revisited that bottom 686 days later before it decided to actually make a move. So it's very possible that we see something like that again, where we potentially have an early bottom and then just ranges around here like this and does this stuff, and we see a low before it goes up like that. I mean, if it repeats the same thing, that's just what it's going to look like, right? There'll be a lot of attempts to the lows, but I do believe that this first attempt that we get to this 5.3 cents, 5.4 cents area is likely going to be the ultimate low. So I think comparing to XRP, let's see if I have it handy. Yeah, there we go. It's a quick example. They are very similar. We had an early bottom here in June. See that? June. Right? Breakdown from this triple top pattern. Here's the neckline. I'm just going to do it quickly here. I don't want to make this video too long. Here's the triple top pattern. 1 head, 2 head, 3 head. Bear market. We go in. Capitulation low here in June. And then it just went sideways forever. And then Bitcoin actually bottomed around December, around here, where XRP did get an attempt to a low but didn't break the previous one. So we'll go here, right? We had a low here, and then this attempt here of a low when Bitcoin actually bottomed in around the new year of 2022. We can see over here, right? November 2022. You could even say December, right? December, January, before it actually bounced and went into the bull market. XRP did just kind of went sideways. So I think that's very possible. XRP, XLM, HBAR, they kind of move very similar, and I think XLM might do something similar as well, bottoming early into June, and then a lot of sideways action before it actually decides to see the top of the range. Check out my XLM video. I talked a lot about that too as well. Very similar pattern that HBAR is forming. So yeah, I think that's it. A lot of confluence factors here. And yeah, so the range here, just to be very clear, is going to be right here at that bottom. I would call it, if it was going to really tap this support line and get a capitulation low in the summertime, I would say the low would be right around, probably be in June also, right around 0.524. Just for fun, I'm going to give a number, see how close I get. Maybe I'll win something, who knows. I'm going to win my own competition. My own competition that I just made up. So 0.0524. And I think that a good place to start accumulating, if you're, you don't want to just put one order, would be somewhere along right where these 2 weekly closes are, so because that's going to be a lot of support, so it might not get below here right away, but yeah, right there. So right in this area, I would say even a little higher, 0.612. So I'd have to move the box a bit there. That's why I was thinking. So I would put my box here now as a final sort of. I think a little bit lower here. I like to be precise just for fun. It's not really, it's not. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. I'm just doing this kind of for my own fun, just to see how accurate it could be. So this is a good accumulation zone, I would say, and possible time frame would be right between these two lines. I would say end of May and mid-August. Mid-August. So. Yeah, how that plays out from here is yet to be seen, but that is a very high possibility to see a bottom around here. Yeah, so there it is here in blue, between 6.1 and 5.1 cents. And yeah, I'll make another video about topping, about bull market tops later on. Like I said, I want to see this bottom. So, all right, guys, if that was helpful, please share, comment below, subscribe. There's more content coming. Got lots more videos that I can make. And yeah, if you're interested in supporting the channel and you want to buy crypto zero fees, please go ahead and use my MEXC referral link. It helps support me and the work that I'm doing here. And also, if you're interested in coaching or education supports, I also do one-on-one support, so please email me in the description below. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Peace. Oh, and actually, before I go, I just want to let you know that this is likely going to be a video that is pre-recorded. So the timestamp of the video might not match the day this was recorded. So this today is February 13th, okay? Local time is 9 p.m. February 13th. So I might release this, I don't know, on Monday next week or something. I don't know, we'll see. But I just want to give you guys a heads up. All right, peace.